I'm Vera Stewart, and welcome to the VeryVera Show. You know, I'm just enjoying being with you every Saturday night at 6, and I hope you'll just continue to stay tuned because every week we've got something new. Many of you have written in this week on Facebook and said, I wish you'd come up with something I could use for a cocktail party. You know, that's where I draw a blank. And actually, as I've said earlier, I'm having a lot of fun going back and looking at some of the recipes that I grew up with. So tonight I'm going to do an asparagus roll-up that's just delicious, can be done ahead. I'm going to do a ribbon sandwich that really takes me back in time. I'm going to make a salad out of some of the vegetables I've been picking up at the local market. And then finally, I'm going to do a cocktail that's going to really make you happy. So please join us. We've got lots to do tonight. I hope you'll stick with us. I think my chicken's almost ready. I'll see you in a minute. Hey, welcome back. You know, I mentioned that we were going to do a ribbon sandwich, and actually this is one of my absolute favorites. It goes back to my grandmother that I'm named after, Vera, and her husband, and they had their 50th wedding anniversary, and I probably wasn't tall enough to stand up to the dining room table, but I just remember how delicious all the finger sandwiches were. So this is a great recipe to have on hand when you have some leftover ham, and I'm also going to do a chicken filling that you don't want to make soup maybe, but you could do this filling, you could get it done and in the freezer, and it would be ready when you get ready to make the recipe that we're going to make today. So I've got about 1/4 of a pound of ham, leftover ham, in the food processor, and I'm just going to grind that up kind of fine. It's just perfect. I'm going to take that and get that in the bowl so I can get my chicken going. So it makes a really nice consistency, and we've got some really great ingredients. If it didn't all work, you can put those right back in. But this will be just great. I'm going to be adding some chives and mayonnaise to this. It's going to be really good. I'm going to rinse this out so I can do the chicken. And the chicken was a chicken breast that I had left over. And instead of just cooking an extra one, I've sauteed that so I can make the other filling from this. So let me rinse off these little food processors come in so handy when you're doing a smaller version of the one that I'm sure many of you have at home. So I've basically cooked this chicken breast into strips, and I'm just going to cut this into some chunks and put that right in the food processor. And I seasoned this with just a little bit of salt and pepper, so just enough so it'll cut up quickly in the food processor. The aroma from this is just wonderful too. Chicken and ham will be a really nice variation to use in the sandwiches. And I'm using today both a wheat and a white when I'm making the sandwiches. So let's get this ground up. And again, just really fine so it's nice and spreadable. Oh, that looks great. I'll put it over here. It's going to be just enough. All right. So now let's mix up these fillings, and actually I've got these swapped. The chicken goes here and the ham goes here. So to the ham, I'm going to add a teaspoon of French's mustard, a teaspoon of tomato paste, and 1.5 tablespoons of sour cream. And I'm going to just stir that and make a nice spreadable paste out of that. And you've just got a great color too for some variety in the filling. So just mix it up until you've got a nice smooth filling. All right. Now to the chicken, and I love tarragon in chicken. The ham is ready. And to the chicken, I'm going to add a tablespoon of chopped chives, I've got a tablespoon of mayonnaise. And again, I love to use Hellmann's, but you can use whatever brand you like. And then some dried tarragon. Oh gosh, the tarragon in this just smells wonderful. And for those of you that are familiar with VeryVera chicken salad, we put fresh tarragon in ours as well. So we've got the fillings together. And then what I've done here to the bread is I've lightly spread butter on the top of it, and I had a damp paper towel on the top to keep the bread moist while I'm preparing the spreads. So when we come back, I'm going to show you how to fill each of the sandwiches. We're going to cut these in strips, and it makes a really pretty, what we call a finger sandwich, a ribbon sandwich, and we'll put that together and move on to the next. So come back and join us. We're going to be putting together a carrot sandwich as well as an asparagus wrap. Hey, welcome back. We're making the perfect cocktail sandwich. Some of my tips that I wanted to point out is you can see I have all the bread stacked up under a paper towel that I have literally held up at the sink and just taken water from the faucet and just hit it so it's moist. And that will keep your bread moist while you're preparing the sandwiches. But earlier we made the ham spread out of some leftover ham. Same thing with the chicken. I've got a nice tomato, mustardy flavor in the ham, and a fresh tarragon and onion. So I've got the bread. I've already shaved the crust from the white. I'm going to shave the crust from the wheat. And this is just a serrated knife that you're just going to basically use a sawing motion all the way down on all four sides. And I've spread this bread with a little bit of soft butter that I let come to room temperature. That way, if you're not using the sandwiches until tomorrow, the spread doesn't bleed through the bread and it helps it stay fresh. So I'm going to start with the ham mixture on the white bread and just take about a tablespoon or two and spread all the way to the edges of the bread. And again, this has just a little bit of butter, and honestly, you don't even taste that when the sandwich is made. That's just basically acting as a way to keep the bread from getting soggy with the mayonnaise mixture. All right, now I'm going to put the butter side up on a piece of wheat bread, and then I'm going to take the chicken salad mixture and spread that on that piece. And again, try to get all the way to the edges with the mixture. And just the combination of these two flavors is going to be so nice. And now I'm going to top it with a piece of the white. And now this is where you get to see the ribbon effect. I'm going to take my serrated knife and I'm just going to go through each piece. And there you have a beautiful sandwich that can either be kept that length or you can cut it in half for a 2-bite. And I've prepared a container over here with a lid that fits on it well. I've put the moist paper towels in the bottom, again, to just kind of keep that moisture going. And these will last in the refrigerator for a couple of days. So if you were having some people over Sunday night, you could do this on Saturday morning. All right, so let's move on down and let me show you two other sandwiches that are just really easy to make and fun. And this is an asparagus roll-up. So again, I've taken some really moist white bread. I had it up under my little tent with the moist towel. I'm going to take a rolling pin on the bread that I've already trimmed the crust out, and I'm going to roll it until the bread is very flat. Now I'm going to take some mayonnaise, and again, you know me and Hellmann's, I love it. I'm going to just take just a little bit of that and spread across the bread. This time of year, fresh asparagus is really nice, but to just make this foolproof for any time of year for you, I'm using canned asparagus. And you want to be sure that you use the tip end and don't waste that part. So I'm going to make it the same length as the sandwich, cutting off the end, and then you just simply roll it up in a jelly roll fashion. At this point, I'm going to roll it in melted butter and then in cheese. And it's going to go on this baking sheet where it can be frozen to use another time and put into Ziploc bags, or you could go ahead and cook it. Okay, then finally, my last feature is carrot. And you know how I am about carrots. You think, you know, she won Throwdown with Bobby Flay with a carrot. But when we come back, I'm going to show you another sandwich that's very easy. This are carrots that I put into the food processor. I've got them really grated up fine. You're going to squeeze the juice out of them with your hands, and we're going to make a nice mixture out of that. Do another roll-up sandwich. But we're well on our way to a really nice baby shower, cocktail party, or any event when you're having people over for dinner. Something that really is calming to me to be in the kitchen today making these. So let's come back in just a few minutes. We're going to put together this last sandwich and put fresh vegetables like you've never seen. I hope I've turned you into a finger sandwich, cocktail sandwich fan. As we came back from the break, I wanted to show you the made carrot filling that is so great for a sandwich. These are grated carrots, very fine. I've squeezed the water out of them with my hand. I've rolled the bread flat again, like I did earlier. I've put the spread on the sandwich all the way to the edge. We've rolled it up like a jelly roll fashion, and now I'm just going to cut it. And basically what you get are little pinwheels, just little cute pinwheel sandwiches, and everyone will want to know what in the world is that sandwich, because there's no way that you know it's a carrot. So I hope you'll try that. But let's move down here because this is so colorful. What we're making now is a fresh corn and black-eyed pea salad that can be used as a salad. You can also use it as an appetizer by putting in it little shells. But one tip today is on this fresh corn this time of year. What I've done is I've shucked it, I've washed it, I've rolled it in a paper towel and just tightly done the ends of it. I've zapped it per ear for 2 minutes. And what I've gotten out of that is the most beautifully, perfectly cooked corn that now I can take a sharp paring knife and just go straight down the cob and just cut that corn off. And it is the perfect consistency. It is really just right every time. You know, I know when I'm boiling corn, I never know how long to cook it. But I'm basically just cutting these kernels off the cob. And at the same little veggie stand, I also came across some fresh black-eyed peas. So to the fresh corn, I'm going to put that in the bowl, and this is the sweetest corn ever. It is so good. I've got the fresh corn. I've got the black-eyed peas that have just been cooked until done. And now look at all these gorgeous vegetables. Celery, fresh parsley, a Vidalia onion, a little bit of red pepper. I'm going to put all of that in. And to me, the fact that this is so colorful, even in just this glass bowl, it makes me want to try it immediately. I'm going to get all of that in. And then to that, I've got a mixture of balsamic vinaigrette, a little coarse ground pepper, some Creole seasoning, salt, and then a nice hot honey mustard. I'm going to put about 1.5 tablespoons of that. And this is just going to really finish it off great. Get my spatula out so I can mix this together. And you know, some of the vegetables I cut smaller than others, just so you can have a little variety. But now I'm just going to mix this up. It actually gets better the longer it sits. Look how beautiful that is and smells divine. So come back with us. We're going to be finishing up this salad. I'm going to show you how you can use it as an appetizer. And then no cocktail party is complete without a delicious cocktail. So I'm going to be putting that together as well. So come back with us. We probably all need to brush up on our table etiquette from time to time. We get a little lax. But today let's talk about how to properly use our knives and fork and how to eat this beautiful plate of food. You always start from the outside in. Again, grip, flip, and point to cut whatever it is on the plate. I've got a beautiful tomato that I'm going to cut one piece at a time. That knife always goes on the right-hand side. I'm going to cradle this fork as I pick up each bite. And, you know, try to eat a little bit of everything on the plate as you go along. Certainly don't start salt and peppering everything until you've tasted it. That's actually not polite to the person that prepared the food. When you're done, you're going to put your silverware in the center of the plate. That indicates that you're finished. Wipe your mouth. Put that napkin back where you found it. Gosh, I've had such a good time today, you know, just going back over some of these old recipes that I just can't believe I'm sharing them with you, but I'm glad I did. And you know, a cocktail party wouldn't be complete without a cocktail. So today we're going to do a mojito. And it is a very simple drink to make. And you know, for many brides nowadays, we're doing one signature cocktail. And even at a cocktail party, if you want to just serve beer and wine, it's always nice to have one signature drink. This is very simple and very easy. And again, this time of year when fresh mint is in everyone's yard, oh, it's wonderful to use in a drink. I read recently that instead of crushing the mint leaf, to take a spoon and just in the palm of your hand, just press the spoon down into the mint leaf. That releases the oil, and you're going to get that really nice, fresh aroma, and not only that, the wonderful flavor of fresh mint. To that, I'm going to add fresh squeezed lime, about 2 ounces. So that's almost a whole lime. To that, I'm going to add a little simple syrup, about 2 ounces. 2 ounces of rum, and this is a white rum. About 1.5 ounces of club soda. It's smelling great already. And I'm just going to add a little bit more ice. I had some ice in the bottom of this, a little bit more to that. And I've got this in a shaker, and I'm just going to shake it up really good. And this is what we refer to as a Collins glass. It's just a tall, slender glass. I'm going to pour that right in. It's just the perfect amount. And to that, I'm going to cut one of these limes to use as a garnish on the edge of the glass. And then that last little mint leaf right there. And you know, I've worked so hard on this party, I think I ought to have a little bit. Ooh, that's so refreshing. So let's walk down and see a little bit about what we did today. The finger sandwiches, the carrot, the asparagus roll-ups, we've got a ribbon sandwich, and then remember the fresh corn and black-eyed pea salad. Look how beautiful it looks in the clear bowl. And then we put it in the little scoops that you can use it as an appetizer as well. This is the most beautiful platter. A platter like this would probably serve about 15 to 20 people. Again, these are perfect for cocktail parties or if you're having a bridal shower or a wedding shower. Most of these sandwiches can be done ahead. The asparagus roll-up can be put in the freezer in Ziploc bags and pulled out at a moment's notice. No one will think that it is a carrot sandwich. I mean, you don't know what the ingredient is. It's just delicious. But what I want to remind you of, if you want to do a party like this, you don't have time to do the spreads. At VeryVera, we make 6 wonderful spreads that can be used for sandwiches or for anything like this. Anything from a bacon and tomato spread to a signature chicken salad that has the fresh tarragon, the cranberry, pimento cheese, and egg salad. And with any time you're making sandwiches, even just the traditional square or point is just perfect. But these are so delicious. You know, I don't know a single man that would not love to see sandwiches like this at a cocktail party. The thing that's so neat about this is that I've used a different type of bread, so there's a little variety in the way it looks. Again, I hope that you're going to try some of these recipes. All of these recipes are available at NBC26.tv or on our website at VeryVera.com, and we hope you'll like us on Facebook at VeryVera. I hope that you'll come by and see us on Washington Road, pick up some of the spreads if you're out of time. But better than that, tune in every Saturday for our show. We hope that you'll continue to watch with us. I'm having a lot of fun enjoying sharing my recipes. But remember, whatever you do, do it in good taste.